In the early days of your baby's life, your midwife will support you with feeding your baby. Later on, it will be your health visitor. Both will be happy to help you with the safe preparation of formula if you need it. Today, first-time mum Kirsty is going to demonstrate how she prepares formula, and Vicky has come to give some hints and tips.
You want to feed safely.
Yeah,
you want
basically.
to know that you're making
as healthy as possible, really.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So we could. Should we just have a little look? Do you want to kind of talk through making up a feed, and then I can just give you a few tips and a little bit of info on the way as well?
Yeah.
Yeah?
All right then.
Formula feeding isn't complicated, but good hygiene is crucial to avoid your baby getting sick.
So you know about washing your hands before you make up a feed and cleaning down the work surface. Although I have to say your kitchen looks mighty clean compared to mine. But you know about wash, give your hands a wash and hot soap clean. Don't you about what Mummy's doing?
Isn't she always?
Yeah, she will. Fascinated. That's it.
Kirsty sterilises her bottles and boils a fresh kettle of water to make up the feed, to be sure the formula is free of germs.
Put that back in there.
The powdered infant milk isn't actually sterile.
Yeah.
And that's just because of the way it's manufactured.
Okay.
And there were some very rare cases where babies became very ill because of bacteria that were found to have grown in the formula milk.
Oh.
So what we say now is to make sure that you make one feed up at a time.
Okay.
And you kind of follow the Department of Health guidance, which is very tricky because in the middle of the night it's quite tempting to make up a few and have them on standby, but actually it's now being felt that that's actually quite a hazardous thing to do.
Okay. Well, what I normally do is because obviously I know her time and she sleeps through the night. So if I wake up just before she's about to wake up, I quickly make one and then give it a chance to cool down.
Brilliant.
So by the time she does wake up, it's due for feed.
Yeah.
So.
Brilliant.
Okay, so she has about 4 ounces.
Lovely.
I always put in the water first so that I know I've got the exact amount of water I need to match the amount of feed that I put in.
Perfect. And what they actually say is when the kettle's boiled, don't leave it longer than 30 minutes because they like the water to be about 70 degrees because that's what the temperature needs to be. That's the temperature that it needs to be to actually kill off any bacteria that does happen to be in the milk.
Okay.
I have to reassure you, it's very rare.
Okay, yeah.
But it's safe and you have to be really cautious with the little babies because they're not like you and I. They've got a very immature immune system.
When you're making up a feed, it's really important to follow the instructions on the packaging to make sure you're using the right amount of milk powder and water.
The advice is don't ever interchange the scoops. Always use the scoop that comes with the packet.
Okay.
What you've done is brilliant because you don't want to force or press the powdered milk into the scoop.
Yeah.
You want to just fill it lightly. What you can also do is use the flat edge, not the blade edge of a knife, a plastic knife, and just. But you did it perfectly there. That was great.
Okay. So I always leave the lid inside the steriliser top, just to make sure that it's sterile and hasn't got any contact with any bacteria or anything. And just give it a bit of a shake.
You can always put one of the bottle lids on as well.
And then
if
just
you
give
find
it a
that
good
easier
shake.
to give it a really good shake.
Okay. Well, normally I leave it like that first because obviously the air gets in it, and when you take it off, it looks like it's going to explode.
Yeah.
So I kind of just do it that way first.
Yeah.
So if I just now give it a better shake, and then it makes it a bit easier.
Brilliant. And I don't know if you know, but the first infant milk that you've got there is the only milk that she actually needs until she gets to a year of age.
Okay.
And then she can go on to cow's milk.
Yeah.
And there are quite a few different milk brands out there. There are milks that are kind of advertised as being hypoallergenic and bedtime milks and milks for hungrier babies and follow-on milks for after 6 months.
Okay.
But actually, the research shows that it's only the first milk that you really need.
So just the first one. You don't have to change it to 2 or anything.
That will be absolutely fine until Tegan's 12 months of age, and then you can move her on to cow's milk.
Okay.
It's very important the milk cools down to a temperature that won't hurt your baby. If you need to cool it down quickly, you can place or hold the sealed bottle in cold water from the tap.
It does take a while, but it's really important that the milk is cooled down.
Yeah.
Because the last thing any mum would want to do is to burn or scald the baby's mouth.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to be really careful and just keep moving it around and shaking it so you don't get any hot spots. And then when you test it, where do you normally test it? On your...
Either here or here.
I would actually test it just a little bit higher up your arm.
Okay.
Because your hands actually get really used to being in hot water from
Yeah.
washing up.
Okay.
And it should feel at room temperature or even a little bit cool. It should not feel hot.
Okay.
If it's hot, then put it back under the water and keep shaking it.
All right.
And it's very difficult when you've got a baby who's screaming and ready wants to be ready for a feed. It can take, you know, it can seem like it's taking forever, but it's really important. And I think Tegan's got to sleep.
She's just relaxed now.
Oh.
I found this is the quickest route. Because if
Yeah.
I keep screaming, by the time I've gone to pick her up, and
Yeah.
I've sat down there in 3 minutes, settled her off, come back to the water, it's cool. So.
You should never start feeding your baby without testing the temperature of the milk first.
How does that feel?
Yeah, that's quite lukewarm.
Good. That's perfect then.
Yeah. All right then. I'll lock that back for a second. Take Miss
Lovely.
Madam.
Gorgeous little girl.
You look confused. Why do you look so confused? Should you have your bottle?
Yeah.
Look.
What have you got there? Oh, tired.
The bottle will send you straight to sleep, won't it?